Hey guys, welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like my commentary and turn your post notification bell on. So let me get straight into it. I had to do a little video. At first, I was debating whether I would do it or not because I really don't want to give this Looney Tune looking bird, in my opinion, any clout because I know that's what she wants, and I know that this is also what Martella wants. They want attention. They want Melody's attention. They want to be attached to her. They want blogs and people to talk about their, latest shenanigans. But you know what? Sometimes when people want the attention, they think they want it, and when they get the negative attention, they end up not being able to take it. Because every other day, Martell is complaining about how the blogs and YouTubers go in on him and, hate him. So I want to talk about the fact that Arionne is obsessed. She is obsessed with Melody, and it's giving like single white female at this point. It's like, I think she really does have a dream or fantasy to be in Mel's shoes. Like Beyonce said, I know when you were a little girl, you dreamt of being in my world. Like, it's clear that she really, really wants to. I had to give a little vocal moment, but it's clear that she really wants to be what she saw Melody as prior to the divorce. Melody was this powerful, strong, working woman, which she still is, but she also had the whole family dynamic on lock too, which for a lot of women, that's their dream, to have the husband, have the kids, have the career, have the home. Right? And Melody had all of that. And Arionne is a woman who didn't come from any of that, doesn't have any of that. And she was one of those women who saw an opportunity in a weak man to try to insert herself in Melody's shoes. Like, you can see today from the tweets of them going back and forth. Well, not tweets, excuse me. Them going back and forth on Instagram. Arionne said something along the lines of, I'm out with our 5 kids. We're having fun, enjoying ourselves, or something like that. Like, you are disgusting, Arionne, and ghetto. Like I said before, you were that obsessed with Melody and wanting to be in her shoes so bad that you're willing to even comment and make it seem like you're being a mother to her children. Let's be very, very clear. When those kids grow up and they're not super young. I know Sugar Mama is super young, and Boss Baby is still young, and they're all young. But as far as like understanding goes as children, the older two already are peeping game. Let's be very clear. They already peep game. They already probably not even feeling her. But even if they're just being kids, don't think for one second that when they grow up, they won't be disgusted by you. You think anybody, they love their mother. Do you think any children are going to grow up and see a home wrecker, right? Who ruined their family? Do you really think they're going to like you, Arionne? Because they don't, and they won't. Trust and believe. Right now, you might be able to be around them because Martell is trying to harass Melody and hurt her. So, of course, it's like, let me bring your kids around, your arch nemesis, and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be able to last long. Once they get older, they're not going to like you. They're going to see what you're doing, what you did to their mother. And they're even going to see what their father has done to their mother, in my opinion. So Arionne, the forever side piece, the concubine. Concubine. That's what I'm gonna start calling her. Arionne the concubine, okay? Because that's what she is at this point, especially if she done popped out another baby, allegedly, with Martell. You definitely a concubine girl at this point. That's all he gonna use you for. It's just a doormat and a baby maker. That's it. But she keeps on mentioning this alleged video of Melody and Martell and keeps talking about it, saying she has it in her possession. And so finally, Melody is fed up. I always put myself in other people's shoes, and I can only imagine, like, trying to keep myself together, because I'm the same way like Melody. Like, I try to be politically correct. I try sometimes, I try to be politically correct. I try to carry myself in a certain way and not go ghetto and gutter and stoop to ghetto people's level. But what I've learned is that when you continue to take the high road, and it's great to take the high road, right? But when you continue to do that, a lot of the times the people who are attacking you or doing things to you, they start to feel like they can do that whenever they want to because they feel like you're not going to do anything or you're not going to say anything, right? So sometimes it is necessary, regardless of what anybody has to say, it is necessary at times to stoop to their level and show them, I'm not going to play with you. And so I'm happy that Melody spoke out today and reminded Arionne, like, you're talking all this big stuff, but do you not remember I pulled up on you and you were scared? You thought you were about to get hurt. Do you want me to pull up again? Okay. And I'm happy Melody said what she said in the video because I think people take it as a joke. Now, the only bad thing about it is narcissistic men like Martell, they enjoy seeing their old person, that moved on, get upset, right? They enjoy seeing, you get upset or get angry. And looking into narcissism, they have something called flying monkeys, and then they have something called a supply. And I don't know if Arionne is both. I think she's the supply and the flying monkey. Flying monkeys for narcissists are like people who enable their behavior. They like back up all their bad behavior and help them gaslight people, and they feed into the negative things that they do and make it seem like the narcissist is good and correct. And they also help attack a former victim of a narcissist, like an ex-wife, like Melody. And then you have your new supply, and a lot of the times a supply for a narcissist is the new people they're talking to, sleeping with, messing with, manipulating. And a lot of the times, if not all of the time, whenever someone moves on from a narcissist, they use the new supply or their flying monkeys to attack that previous victim because they're so mad that that person moved on. Arionne falls in the category of both. And so he is happy, Martell is happy that Arionne is doing this stuff to Melody. Actually, I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, he is instructing her to do it, and he's loving that he doesn't have to say anything because he knows that this bird brain is going to try to harass Melody on his behalf. And that's exactly what he wants. He wants these two arguing. He wants them fighting because to him it feeds his ego and it makes him feel like they're fighting over him. Even though Melody made it very clear she is not fighting over him because she left him years ago, but she's not going to let nobody keep playing on her name and bothering her. And I don't blame her. So, like I said earlier, Arionne had posted a bunch of BS on her story, trying to be shady, talking about Melody filed bankruptcy, and that gaslighting Melody, saying that Melody was obsessed with her, and all this other delusional BS. She even called Melody delusional. And you know what? This is all projection. I hope Melody knows that everything she's saying in this is projection. Talking about bad body, Arionne, you were just the one that was looking real fluffy and heavy on top and wouldn't even show your body. So, and that was allegedly because you might have been pregnant, knocked up again, who knows. But either way, you shouldn't be talking about anyone's body. Secondly, Melody looks good, and we all know that, and you know that, and that's one of the reasons why you jealous and always coming for her, because she effortlessly looks good. And another thing, you talking about someone's body, can we please talk about the faces, please, people in the comments? Because let's be clear, Arionne, I'm not trying, I really only want to be shady because you're being shady and I don't like what you're doing. But Arionne, you do not look good without makeup. Okay, that's number one. And you don't look good without that face app on your pictures. I'm just going to be honest. Even some that I posted in this video got the face app on it, okay? Melody, we've seen her with nothing but braids and no makeup, okay? She was on a trip with your favorite man, Martella Holt, when they went to Florida, and she was trying to be nice and invite him, looking very beautiful with no makeup. And I'm not downing anyone who wears makeup because I think it's good to enhance yourself. But you can't talk about someone's body and this, that, and the third when they look better than you even without no makeup or dressed up or nothing. So, and truth be told, ask Martell which one looked better. And I'm sure, he might try to boost your head up, but if he's telling the truth that day, he's definitely going to say Melody, okay? And I think we all will. Then tried to diminish her and call her a teacher. Well, she's far beyond being a teacher at this point. She is a boss and businesswoman. She's the one who was financing your baby daddy, Martell, allegedly, okay? So, she went on here and did all of this. So Melody ate her up with this, if you ask me. She said, 5 kids, where's your daughter, boo? Or you don't know how to count. Oh, that's right. Her father knows you whack. That gave me a nice little chuckle because she really gagged her right there. People already talk about Arionne's parenting or lack thereof, allegedly, and according to the people's opinions, that, they already question her parenting skills and, how she's running around after a man more than she run around her own children. In my opinion, that's the type of woman she give, running up behind a man and not even really seeming to be super invested in her daughter Paris is what a lot of people feel, and that's kind of what I feel too. And so it's interesting how she did say 5 kids and didn't even consider her own daughter. So Mel got you right there. Mel would never forget any of her children, and you trying to claim somebody else's kids before you claim your own, boo-boo. And that's the sad part. It just goes to show that Arionne's brain is just scrambled, and she really needs an intervention at this point because Martell got her so whipped up in his whirlwind of evil and mess that she can't even see straight, that she's still trying to compete with a woman that another woman don't even want anymore. And you know what? I heard that a lot of mistresses do that. So quick story. So it was a video on YouTube where I can't find it anymore, but where I think people were talking about the Melody and Martell situation as a whole, and I looked at the comments, and some woman was empathizing with Melody, and she told a story that she went through that was very similar years ago. I can't remember the story verbatim, but what I do remember was that the woman had been married and there was a mistress who was harassing her. And the mistress was harassing her even years after the divorce. The wife had divorced the husband, moved on with her life, and the mistress was still harassing her even after showing up to her job. And something tragic ended up happening. I can't remember the story exactly, but I just remember the lady talking about how horribly she was harassed by this woman, and even her children were harassed as well after the relationship was over. And that's just so odd to me that the obsession continues. Even if you give the person, the man, even if you move on from the situation, that mistress might be so obsessed that they might still harass you. And it reminds me of this situation with Melody and Arionne. Arionne is still obsessed with Melody even after the fact, and I find that to be so odd. And also, as far as talking about Arionne's looks and things like that, I really don't like to do that because I don't talk about anyone's looks. And I don't think that she is just a horrible looking woman. But what makes Arionne unattractive, in my opinion, is the way she carries herself and her mindset and the way she operates and what she has been doing for the last, it's over 5 years at this point. So what she does and the energy she radiates from inside to outward, it makes her more unattractive and undesirable because of the way she carries herself, and her spirit just doesn't seem good to me or to a lot of people. So when I say she's just unattractive, it could be too what she does and the type of life she lives, and the unhappiness that she has within. Honestly, I feel bad for her because she really is wrapped up in Martell's mess, and she was just an easy target for a manipulator like him, in my opinion. But Arionne, you are not innocent. And what I will say is, no matter what the situation is, you will never be able to provide this right here that's on the screen for Martell. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He will never get this again, and you will never be able to give this to him. You just are not capable. It doesn't matter how many children you pop out with him. I mean, you allegedly popped out another one from what a lot of people are saying. It doesn't matter how many kids you pop out with him. You can try to compete with Melody and have 4 kids with him, 5 kids. It's never going to make him view you the way he views her. You will always be like a stand-in or like a backup, or, you know what I'm saying, an understudy. And that should be insulting to you. So, y'all, I'm done with this topic. It's so much more that could be said, but let me know down in the comments what you think about this video and what you think about Arionne and her and Martell's latest shenanigans.